Is it back? Are the stories true? Will they turn? Will they talk? Will they stalk? Can it handle this? Can it handle me? Listen. Shh. What's that sound? Is that me?
Thank you. So this happened, and you know what happened post that? Our website crashed. We had 1 lakh booking. So it became clear to me, it's not the size of your budget, it's the heart of your story that wins. And we won. Now moving forward, Act 1, Scene 2, The Stumble. All of you remember we launched this motorcycle and started delivering this motorcycle in May, June, July of 2019. And in a few months, COVID hit us. And that's what challengers do. When COVID hit us, our dealers stopped. We had 3 motorcycles, supply chains got disrupted. China closed, Japan closed. We were getting our batteries from China, Japan. So what did we do? Rather than worrying about how to make sure Jawa sells, we actually said we can't do much. Let's put our head down and let's focus on our next brand, which was Yezdi. Right? So we put our head down and we started working on Yezdi and BSA. Now, fast forward that a little bit. 2021, December, we launched BSA in the UK. Now, isn't that great? People talk about Indian quality, supply chain. We had the gumption as a challenger to launch a bike in the United Kingdom of a brand which was revered there in a very discerning market about quality and fit and finish. And what did we do? Some of you know, we became the market leader in that category in UK, and we were rated as #1 motorcycle by the MCA. That gave us confidence, and we decided we're going to launch Yezdi. Yezdi was launched on January 13, 2022. And before we launched, a lot of you were invited to Bayview for the launch. And I don't need to tell you what happened. We got hit by the 3rd lockdown, right? And the 3rd lockdown happened and we had to do Yezdi launch online, right? That didn't deter us. Again, we launched 3. So this is what I'm trying to tell you is, and I'm going to get Baman on the stage to talk about Yezdi. Baman, we can't talk about Yezdi without you. Guys, give a big hand to Baman.
Thanks, Eddie. You know, little bit of nostalgia out here. Like Anupam mentioned, same place. This time around, I'm not going to choke up when I say that, you know, somewhere up there, my father, Rustam Irani, would be a very happy man to see the Jawas and the Yezdis ride back on Indian streets. But it was, for me, actually a legacy that my father had created in the country, coming back. And I'm so happy that I met Anupam on a day that Anand called me up and said that he's, you know, introducing me to him, but I've already told that story, so I'll let that be. Guys, it's been a fantastic ride. All the difficulties faced, all the issues that would normally, you know, not be scripted out, happened to us, and we're still standing here stronger than before. And like Anupam has mentioned, challengers always defying the norm and actually succeeding out of it. So today, while I'd love to talk about the Yezdi time and again and everything that I did as a young kid, riding around before I could really learn how to even cycle properly. And I still remember those days when I could not get my feet on the ground, but we used to have someone hold the bike, literally start it for us and make us ride. To this day, I enjoy riding, and I still I had a chat with some of the motorcycle enthusiasts this morning, and I still say that on a Sunday, I'd love nothing more to do then take off at 6:30 in the morning, ride off to a Daman or come back, and it's all just bringing back all those memories. And it's always great fun to work on the motorcycles, the design part of it, and just try to create the old world, how do I say this, riding skills brought into a modern day machine. And that is exactly what you see with these Jawas and Yezdis. So guys, very happy to be here. Yezdi is something that's in my blood. Jawa is something that my father told me that he'd never move to a Japanese brand because he totally believed in that. And today I must say a thank you again to Anand and to Anupam. Thank you once again, amigos, for allowing my dream, something that I must have harbored so strongly in myself, manifested it so strongly that it's come to reality. All of you are here today to see the new Java, and I'm sure you're going to see something fantastic, because to me, that was just like a fantastic design. And when you ride that bike, whenever you guys do, you will thoroughly enjoy the ride as well. Having said that, when the Yezdi was launched, again, like Anupam said, 2022 Jan, it was something unconventional, because that is how Yezdi was. Even in the old days, you whipped the accelerator and you just flew past. You just whipped the throttle and you just flew past on a Yezdi. And we always came out with these motorcycles that were faster and different. And that's exactly what we did with the Yezdis as well. And then, how many of you remember the film that launched the Yezdi? Any hands up here? I want to play that film again today to tell you it was unconventional for that time. And even today, it's got such a fresh look to it. Guys, can you just play that?
When you are journeying through life, you realize pretty quickly there are things you can do, and there are things that are off limits. Some hobbies look good on a resume. Some are off limits. Tats and piercings are okay in some places. In some places, they're off limits. Boss's wife can eye you. Giving it back is off limits. Eating forbidden fruit. Lala. Off limits. I don't know. Somehow all this saintly stuff. It's good for the world to remain sane, to stay within their limits. But if the world didn't have us, there'd be no cautionary tales for the good boys and girls. Yezdi, not for the saint-hearted.
Thank you. So, this is the boldness with which we have come. This is the boldness with which we should work. All of you auto guys here know that it takes 5 years for a motorcycle to be designed and launched. It even takes probably 2.5 years for a mid-life cycle upgrade. So you can imagine if from January this year, we started with the new 350, we launched the new Perak, we launched new colors, we launched a heavily updated Adventure with a central exhaust and a new engine. We launched a completely updated Java 42, the one which is standing there, and changed the price disruption point to 1,72,000. Sorry for my throat. So you can see what we have done. And if it takes 2.5 years, you can imagine last 2.5, 3 years, what have we been up to? We have been constantly at it on these machines. The machine which you're going to see did not happen overnight. It took 2 years for us to get here. But it's not a mid-cycle update. It's actually so fresh, which shows the ability, the agility, the nimbleness of a challenger. If there is a thing they say you can't do, we do it. Right? Now, before I come on to this bike, which is in 2 minutes, I just want to leave you with this thought. When you go outside, you'll see a pantheon of 9 motorcycles, 3 brands. We have segmented it 2 ways. One, classics. We have the 350 and we have the BSA. The neo classics, which we gave to this country, we introduced that segment in this country, where we have the Roadster, the Jawa 42, and the one you're going to see today. And we got the customs, which is largely Yezdis, where we have the Scrambler, the Adventure, and the Bubbers. Right? So we have segmented this market into 3 parts. For a company that's 3-4 years old, the company which is, so you can imagine with this pantheon where we are. We've also segmented this bike with 3 brands. Right? A BSA brand, which is for the global markets, the Western global markets, a Jawa, which is for the Eastern global markets, and Yezdi, which was a darling here. Now, some of you may say, hey, we have seen some of these products. What about the numbers? That's what I want to tell you. We have seen everybody played their card out. We have seen their hand. Now it's our chance to reveal our hand, and you're going to see the first major upgrade while we reveal our hand. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, let me present to you the Jawa 42 FJ 350.
We're all looking for answers. But often, the universe chooses to conceal them. Do you drop the questions or wait till the answer finds you? Presenting the all-new 350 Jawa 42 FJ. Seduce the universe into spilling every bean. Power your life's quest. Answer your different shades. Stand tall, unheard. It's only when you travel in every direction that you know all roads lead to one ultimate answer. 42 FJ, the answer.
Let me take this opportunity to get the guys behind this, the guys without whom we couldn't have done. Anand, Baman, Rajesh, Anish, and Ashish. Can we please have you gentlemen up here? Can I have a big round of applause? This is the 42, guys. They told me an offset speedometer in India won't work, we did it. They told me pastel colors on bikes don't work, we did it. They told me brushed aluminium cannot be put on the side panels, we did it. So you tell us what not to do and we'll do it. But thank you so much of having these guys. Guys, you are the guys who should be there for the photo op, please. You like the bikes? Sorry, how do you want to do the photo op with the big boys? 2 bikes? Rajesh, come. We can stand here. Easy for me to sit.
We want you to sit on the bike.
Come. Sydney. You. You're looking like a biker, Ashish, today. You're looking like a biker today. Guys, can I have the mic back? Thanks. Thank you, everybody. So I think we have these guys on the stage for the first time. Should we ask a few questions? Anish, let me start with you. For the first time, we have seen you on a stage with motorcycles. Tell us a bit about.
That is the first.
Tell us a bit about what do you feel about these bikes and what do you feel about the whole Classic Legends experience which you're seeing.
I think these bikes are awesome. And I'm very excited about Classic Legends because we are finally getting past that inflection point. This is a company that is one of our growth gems. And a company that we are very excited about. In the last 6 years, we've done a lot. And we are very well positioned. We're the second today in the country in a segment that is a very exciting one in premium motorcycles. And I'm looking forward to that day where we're actually going to be number 1, not just number 2. So this is a company that's going to give our investors great results, but more than that, give our customers so much passion. And that's what we are here for.
Thank you. Rajesh, I can't let you get away today. You have created an ace. You're an ace marketeer. You created the SUV brand in this country like no other. What a success. Congratulations. So what is your view on these bikes?
So just going back to the SUV experience, you know, the one thing we've learned with time is the key insight that we pick up is about how consumers today more and more want to get away from it all. And we call that the spirit of exploration and freedom. And I think, you know, like Anish said, we are really sitting on a big opportunity. We see that not just in the SUV space, which is really an expression of consumers wanting to get away and do different things, but that's going to play out in the bike space as well. So really the consumer insight is there. As we've seen with the Thar, it's a retro brand, modernized, and I think the same thing has been done with Java. So there are two great parallels. One around the insight of exploration, and the second around reviving and revitalizing a retro brand. And I think Classic Legends is sitting on an opportunity to really build on both these. Thanks, Anupam.
Thank you, Rajesh. Really appreciate it. Okay, guys, thank you. Before we go and we call the team to tell us the product, how can we let Anand go without telling us a story? Your story gets us the headlines, Anand. Give us a story.
It's the privilege of age, the privilege of elders to be able to tell stories. And I guess that's because people as old as I am have been on this planet for a very long time. So we've heard a lot of stories. And we've written some of our own. But the reason I love to tell stories is because I think stories build brands. At their essence, at their core, brands are nothing but an aggregation of their stories. Why they were formed, how they were built, how they grew. Now, new brands tell new stories. And often, old, resurrected brands also tell new stories. We are very privileged at Classic Legends to have the opportunity to both resurrect an old brand and to build new stories, a new history, however contradictory that might sound. But let me start with the old history of Java. This company was started in 1929 in what was formerly Czechoslovakia. František Janicek. And he acquired the plans from the German motorcycle company Wanderer. That's how you got the name. Combination of Janicek and Wanderer became Java. And he built these bikes to be rugged, affordable, reliable. They quickly became a craze in Europe. And then World War II happened. And they were turned into a factory to build armaments. But Janicek, in stealth mode, continued to build motorcycles. That's the history of the Perak. The Perak was built in an old Nazi warehouse and yet undiscovered. They tested it at night with Wehrmacht registrations. 100,000 kilometers of testing without being discovered. That was their passion. That was their resistance to oppression. And after that, under communist rule, they kept producing bikes with as much ingenuity as they could. So that's the history of Java. Now, Rajesh alluded to it too when he talked about Thar, phenomenal success for us at Mahindra. When you buy a bike, or you sit on a bike, you ride a bike, or you drive a car, you're not riding a machine. You are riding meaning. Because the bike you ride, the car you drive, tells everyone around you who you are. What do you stand for? What's your persona? Who do you want to be? So if you look at the story I told you, when you ride a Java, you're telling people you refuse to be suppressed. You refuse to be oppressed. You will resist. You will be a challenger. That's what you're telling the world when you ride a Java. And as Rajesh said in a Thar, we understand that at Mahindra. We understand what gives us meaning. The Thar comes from a DNA that was battle-born. When you ride a Thar, what are you telling people? I'm an explorer. I'm a wanderer. I go where there were no roads. I'm unafraid. So this is about meaning. That was the old history. Now, the new history, yes, I did repeat it earlier, and I said it at the first day, Boman, but let me tell you this story. So in 2016, when we decided at Mahindra that we really belonged not in the commuter bike segment, but in the premium motorcycle segment, I called up Anupam, who was an investor in one of our companies, but a well-known biker and a turnaround expert. And I said, what's the right way forward? And he said one word, Jawa. And I told him that when I was in school in Ooty, one of the girls in my class everyone was in awe of her because she came from the Jawa family, the Irani family in Mysore. And I said to Anupam, let me find her, because we can find out who owns the brand. And then I found out, I talked to some of my classmates, they said, no, it's not Morvaris who's there, it is Baman who controls the brand. So I got through to him. Anupam was having lunch. I said, Anupam, why don't you go and meet him? Anupam comes back a couple of hours later. He said, now I know why Parsis are called eccentric. Or as we say in Bombay, crazy bawas. I said, what happened? He said, no. He said, no, this guy is listening to me. I was starting to negotiate to license the brand. And he said, I don't want any money. I want to join you. So here's for crazy bawas. They make the world go round.
Right.
So thank you for that, Baman. And then, of course, as we started out as a partnership, Mahindra put the might of whatever resources we can. And you heard Anish and Rajesh today. All of us are challengers. All of us are looking forward to the excitement that this brand will bring. We stand before you running a marathon. We may fall, we may slip, but we'll rise up and we'll keep on running. We are running a marathon, and we hope that all of you will stay the distance with us and cheer us on. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Rajesh, thank you for being this. Anish, thank you so much. I must tell you, thank you, Anand. As always, the most powerful man in the world is a storyteller, and what better story than that? I must also tell you, Anish and Rajesh, we meet on a monthly basis to figure out the crazy, audacious things which we are dreaming. How do we give quotation to that? And I must thank both of you once again for doing what you're doing. Now I'm going to call the team very quickly to tell you about the motorcycle and the reason you are here to know about the pricing. Team, can we please get up? So guys, we've been working on this price performance matrix for a very long time. As a disruptor, you cannot have a linear trend going up. You have to come from back and break it from the back as a disruptor. We are changing this market in terms of product. We are changing this market in terms of pricing. You're going to see that once you see the pricing. But very quickly, to get you a little bit of details about this thing, as I said, we first changed the design. It's a design-led company, and then engineering fits in. So first I'm going to ask Akhilesh, who is our designer. Please welcome Akhilesh on the stage. He's the one who actually had the audacity to give in to me and say, okay, fine, I'll do what you're asking me to do. What do you think about it, Akhilesh? Quickly.
Thank you, Eti. Thank you. It's really a proud moment to see the imagination is turning into reality today. And I remember, Eti, when we had this meeting, we were deciding brief what to design. And we came up with 3 keywords. It was bold, because we wanted our bike to be bold in all aspects, commanding. Second was evolve. We wanted, because we were making another 42, we wanted it to evolve from the original 42, what you can see there. Evolve in terms of size, in terms of proportions, in terms of stance, in terms of character. And third was harmonious. Harmonious comes from the design philosophy of Jawa. All the panels are well integrated. The lines flow from tank to the tail very nicely and looks very cohesive. So with these 3 keywords, the challenge of designing 42FJ started. It was challenging, but fun at the same time. And I remember we started sketches. We were designing tank and working on the tank. We made it muscular enough. But at one point, we kind of was stuck when we were trying out paint splits. and we're not getting any fresh ideas. And AT suggested, why not we add a panel on the tank side? And that thought actually opened up a whole lot of possibilities what we can do with this panel. We tried out it in different textures, colors, finishes, graphics. Many iterations, what we did, you can see it today, turn into reality. And we have kept so many options reserved for the future as well.
Thank you, Akhilesh.
Apart-
I have a big ad for this one. It's a very complicated task. When you come closer to the bike, you will see what we have done. Imran, very quickly, 1 minute. We're going to have a technical session, a technical roundtable with all this team after this, so we can get into what all has gone into this bike. But very quickly, if you can give us the broad dimensions of this bike so that we can start rolling it out.
So this bike sets a trend. It's not a bike that follows a trend. And in doing so, if you view this motorcycle from the position of a rider, the offset speedometer, the intuitive controls on this motorcycle make sure that the rider is able to focus on the road. That, supported by a double cradle frame, ensures superior handling. The Alpha 2 powertrain on this motorcycle gives you that flat torque curve that is both predictable as well as exciting. Together, it makes sure that the rider is always in control and can command the roads. A DOHC on this motorcycle, liquid cooled, ANS clutch, 6-speed transmission, and coupled with a map that has been made specific to each gear's requirement. That's what makes this powertrain smart. Why is all of this done? This is done to ensure that the motorcycle has got sufficient power to excite us all. At the same time, the brakes have to be powerful enough so that they support the motorcycle's performance. And that is where the big disc on the front, wider tires, which have been engineered for this particular purpose, Brembo brakes, and a Continental ABS system. That's what puts the punch in the braking. All in all, a motorcycle that lets you command and rule the roads. That is the Jawa 42 FJ for you.
Thank you, Imran. You know, you guys know that there were some people who spoke about the fit and finish, the quality. With BSA, we put that to rest. With the upgraded 42, we put that to rest. With the new adventure, which some of you had, some of you were there with us to ride, the new engines. And these engines are not just cosmetic makeups. They're tuned differently, they're mapped differently, they behave differently with the integrated bike as a whole. But the big change we have also done, and that's why Rajesh and Anish were very important for this, was actually at the factory level, at the supply chain level. Very quickly, if you want to give us a quick taste to everybody what we have done from a bike point of view.
Before Anupam, I answer that, I just want to tell my audience how three of us are connected. Akhilesh dreams the bike, he gives it a shape, and Imran engineers that dream, and my team delivers the part and the bike to our customer. Having said that, over the years we have been working on our manufacturing setup and our upping the game there. We are working with three-pronged strategy. Number one was looking at our infrastructure. Second one was our supply chain and our supplier base. And the third one was our people who are making these bikes. As far as the plant is concerned, we have moved into the robotic lines now in the paint shop, which will give us consistently thickness of the paint and the gloss, the sheen what you see on the bike. We are also changing our process to the base coat process to the CAD paint, and that will give us best in the class corrosion resistance and the life of the painted parts. Having said that, on the engine side, which is the heart of the machine, we have invested heavily in the processes now, where we will get dust-free, chip-free, burr-free engines, which will give extended life to our engines. Over and above that, we have integrated our critical processes like pressing, cleaning, torquing, as well as sealing with our lines, and the artificial intelligence has been put into that, and we have taken away the human interface from deciding whether the component or the vehicle which is getting manufactured is okay or not okay to move forward. Having said that, similarly, we are working from our supplier base to create quality cultures there and get the good quality parts. last but not the least, we have been continuously training our observation skills of our associates and the manager on the shop floors to understand the nuances of the ethics, the aesthetic requirements of our customer and ensure that they have an eye to build that. With this, I'm very confident when this bike hits the road, you will get not only robust, reliable, but a good looking bike to compete in the market. Thank you.
Thank you. Very quickly before we get the prize, 1 minute. Shardul, quickly you want to tell us about the bike from a marketing point of view, how we have segmented the market?
Yeah, so I just want to say that what are we doing? We are doing two things. We are innovating and we are disrupting. Any regular OEM launches 3 to 4 products in a year. But what we've been able to do in the last 8 months is an onslaught of products and a brand. In Jan, we started with Jawa 350. Then we got the refreshed Jawa Perak. Then we did the new colors on Jawa 350 with alloy wheel variant. Then we expanded the bobber range with the spoke wheel variant, and we launched a new color, red sheen in that. Then after that, we got you the new Yezdi Adventure with Alpha 2 engine. And then we got the heavily updated Jawa 42 with the J Panther engine. After that, we launched a brand, BSA, an iconic brand which got the legendary gold star into India. And now we have this state-of-the-art motorcycle, the new 350 42 FJ, adding to the young and vibrant 42 life. So what we have been doing is, with this, we are also disrupting the price performance. So what we did is a straddle that was an 8,000 straddle of the price from the lowest price to the highest price. Now the straddle is a 50,000 straddle. And if I include bobber, it will become 60,000. So what we are doing for our customers, we are giving them more options. We are giving them accessibility to come and experience our bikes. And what are we doing for the company? We have this robust range of motorcycles which set us to compete in the upcoming festive season. So this is what we are doing. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, this is all what you've been waiting for. I'm going to let Ashish do the honors. Ashish, very quickly, if you can tell us how we have disrupted the price performance matrix. Before that, how are we going to be different in this festival season in terms of how you sell this bike? And then we can reveal the prize. Thank you.
Thanks, Eti. First off, let me ask you guys, how many of you have actually seen the logo on the wall? This side or that side? There are very subtle words FJ written into the logo. This is a logo from the past, and it brings back memories from the 1930s, 40s, and early 1950s. Now, why is this motorcycle called the 42 FJ? FJ stands for Franicek Janicek. It is a homage to the founder of Jawa, who founded this company as in Jawa Motorcycles in 1929. So that's the story behind FJ. And what is the 42 FJ? It redefines the 42 life in a new, bolder avatar. It takes in the confluence of performance, design, and safety, which is what the 42 stands for. Performance is helmed by the all-new 350 Alpha 2 engine. Design, Akhilesh was talking about it, all-new tank, those beautiful aluminum side claddings, lots of other design features to talk about. And safety, which is one of our favorite subjects. Our well-acclaimed and renowned dual-channel ABS system, along with the stability and the handling, the maneuverability of this motorcycle. All in all, the 42 FJ complements the current 42 range. Now, how are we readying ourselves for the festive season upon us? We will have 100 more new stores opened up before we hit festive season. And we had our dealer friends talking to us yesterday, and that is where we're coming to you from. So 100 new stores. There is a lot of customer experience which is being built into all of the stores. So guys, before or without taking too much time now, let me talk to you about what is it priced at. Now this is a motorcycle with all the features, with all the size, the technology that you're seeing, and now with prices starting from 1,99,142.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Much appreciated. Guys, you can go up on the stage. The bikes are available for you to take your pre-shoots. There are 4 bikes at the back. There are bikes in another stage, stage 4. So please, please let us know when you need the bike for your shoot, and most welcome to go on the stage and the 4 bikes behind you.